Hello everybody and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution 2 live stream. It is so good to be back. My name is Jens. I am part of the community team here at Frontier and it is my pleasure to be your host for the next hour or so as we play some Jurassic World Evolution 2. And it's been exciting. I can't believe it's been a week already since last week when we wrapped up the campaign mode. And we're going to get to some Chaos Theory stuff and maybe some challenge mode later on in some other streams. But today we're going to be touching in on some Sandbox mode, and we're going to be building with some help from you, the person or people watching this live on Twitch or on YouTube, or maybe you're watching us on Steam. Who knows? But anyway, it is great to be here, and it is great to have so many amazing people in chat. We've got Crispy Tater Tot is here, of course. Jolly Science is here. Jurassic Light, Captain Obvious Ben, Too Lil Chill, Magma Rex, many lovely people. Magma Clark, Maddie Clark, sorry. Heather G, of course. Thank you so much to the mods for holding it down in chat as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be fun. So we're gonna get to all the building and Sandbox stuff in just a minute. But first, I need to introduce my guest for today. It is Eltan and Cassiani.
Hello.
How is it going?
It's pretty good. Thank you for having me.
Of course, that's a very
my
lovely...
first time here.
Yeah, it's your first time here. That's a lovely hoodie you're wearing.
Thank you. We've got the two different Jurassic flavors going on, repping both of them between us.
Yeah, you know, you gotta represent. You know? So yeah, for those of you who don't know you, and there may be some people in chat who don't know you, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm one of the other community managers here at Frontier on Jens's team. Well, Tim's team, but with Jens. And you can normally find me across on Planet Zoo. That's where I'll be spending most of my time. You'll be seeing me there a lot more on the streams. But as with anyone on our team, we help out across all of the products. So I help out a bit behind the scenes on Jurassic, and I'm excited to be here for the first time, delve live into dinosaur land.
Yes, it is very, very good to have you here. Yeah, like if anyone out there was watching the Planet Zoo stream yesterday, you may have caught Eltanen starting their first Sandbox Zoo, and we'll be starting our first Sandbox Dinosaur Park. And so basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building in Sandbox, and you watching will be able to help me choose things like which map we're building on, the style we're using, which dinosaurs you want to see, the next dinosaur or reptile, like stuff like that. We're basically going to take suggestions from chat as we go, and we're going to sit here and have some fun and have some, you know, good conversations while we're at it. And, you know, but how do you feel about dinosaurs, Eltanen?
Honestly, it's no secret that I don't know very much about them.
That's fair. I mean, you don't have to.
No, I was never the dinosaur kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was more of the animal kid. But I think they're really, really cool. I think they're really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been really loving learning more about them while I've been working here on Jurassic. And I'm excited to see how you start building this park, the differences in it, how creative you can get.
I hope I'll be able to get a little bit creative. Sometimes I'm a bit of I can be the person who just builds sort of square fences and then I just put some stuff in. It's like, that's fine. So I'm going to do my best to be a bit more creative, to take my time, like add some extra little flares and lovely stuff to the enclosures and to.
I have an art background. I'll cheer you on.
Yes, exactly. So maybe
teamwork.
You can help me out. It'll be teamwork. Osric says that we've all seen the T-Rex outfit, so we know that you at least have a T-Rex outfit.
That's what I should have done. I should have come in the stream because I'm at home in the full inflatable T-Rex costume.
No, we'll save that for later. I mean, you shouldn't go that big on your first Jurassic stream. But yeah, I think we can just jump right in basically. So here we are. It is the Sandbox level map selection screen. So my first question to you, chat, is which level should we, which map should we start building on? Because I mean, I have some personal favorites myself, but I want to see if we can reach some sort of consensus in chat to see if there's you know if there's people who have with some suggestions. All right, so I see 3 Isla Sornas already. Unfortunately, Isla Sorna Site B is locked because I have not completed that particular level. So I'm going to ignore.
Dare you?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm going to ignore all the troll answers.
What is your favorite one?
Ooh, that is very, very tricky. I really like California, the Yosemite map, mostly because I like the sort of alpine look, and it's a very big map, so I like building on it. Pennsylvania is beautiful with all the fall colors. San Diego looks really cool as well because you can see the city in the background. Canada as well with the taiga environment looks really, really good. All right, there are a lot of suggestions, but I think I'm mainly seeing a lot of Isla Nublar here, or Isla Nublar, I guess is the proper pronunciation.
That'll always trip me up because I'm Scottish, and it's always going to be Isla to me.
Isla, yeah. I mean,
always.
Of course. So, but yeah, so in the films they say Isla Nublar, but that's because they're Americans, obviously. So I'm assuming that in the native tongue it would be Isla Nublar. So there's a lot of Isla Nublar. So I guess, I mean, I think I'm seeing 50-50, 1993 and 2015. But I do have a very soft spot for Isla Nublar 1993.
Really? The 90s kid? Surprising.
I mean, it's 5 years after I was born, so. All right, well, and so I want to, of course, I'm going to try to get a bit creative with some of my enclosure designs and all everything like that. However, I also want to, build a cool-looking functional park, but I also want a bit of a challenge. So I'm going to set building mode to standard, which means that my dinosaurs can eventually pass away from old age. There might be some fights. There will be dinosaur needs. There will be some power requirements, and there will be some other little challenges as well here and there. But question is then, should we do all eras, or should we just do Jurassic Park era? Should we do Jurassic World era? Should we do DFW buildings? Let's see what chat has to say. I think I mean I have a bit of a preference here as well.
My preference would be all, because then I get to see more dinosaur content.
Yes, I mean there's going to be all the dinosaurs anyway.
Oh yeah.
And I think I'm gonna set the sort of the population of the park is going to be based on mainly on the presets that we do.
I also admire your bravery, considering I did park building while paused. And you're just going full into it. I admire it.
All right, so it looks like all buildings, all I'm seeing mostly all buildings here, all eras for the map. So I guess we're going all eras, and we are then going to go with. I think I'm just going to go with. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go with Jurassic Park staff and guests, since we are building on Isla Nublar 1993, and then yep, standard gameplay. So here we go. Let's start.
We like options.
Let's start this sandbox. I think this is going to be fun because, you know, then I don't own, I mean, hopefully I'll be building a good looking park, but this will also be somewhat of a functional park that I have to make work.
I believe in you.
So, welcome to Community Park.
For some reason, I didn't think you were going to do it, and I'm really proud that you did.
Thank you very much. My Richard Attenborough, yeah, it's Richard Attenborough. Yeah, my Richard Attenborough is a little bit rusty, but I think I managed to do it. I think I managed to do it pretty well. There's some.
You did it more justice than I could.
Thank you very much. I see there was at least one shocked emoji in YouTube chat, so I'm going to take that as a positive. Narration is required, exactly. So I'm also going to go into my sandbox settings, and I'm going to, let's see, crank up the day-night cycle duration a little bit. I'm also going to, let's see, give myself a, let's go medium amount of cash. Apply changes, and that starts me with $9 million, which, oh.
Just a medium amount of cash.
Alexa in Twitch chat points out David Attenborough. However, Richard Attenborough was the one who played John Hammond. David Attenborough is the nature documentarian. So they're brothers, actually, if you didn't know that.
You're doing better than me. I'm awful with names, like infamously bad with names. I'm still struggling to remember everyone at work, and I've worked here for 6 months. I
All right. Well, I believe they were brothers because one of them unfortunately has passed away. All right, let us begin this arrival point. I think I'm going to go old school with this arrival point, and I'm going to put it exactly where we see it in the film, which is right by this lovely, lovely waterfall. All right, here we go.
The environment and just like how lush it is gorgeous.
It is incredibly beautiful. I mean, the environmental artists have done an amazing job with this game. Just the overall look of all the environments. So, all right, let's get this built, shall we? So I have $9 million to make this park start running already. And I already see something that I've managed to make a bit of a mistake here, but we're gonna run with it. We don't make mistakes, we make happy little accidents. So please excuse my pathing, but this will be fine.
It's fine. If yours doesn't break, you're a step ahead of me yesterday. You're good.
They should all be fine. So we've got our arrival point, and of course, we're going to need our operations building as well. And so I think we're gonna control center, visitor center. Yeah, let's do control center and get this hooked up to a path here. And then I think we're gonna start bioengineering some dinosaurs. What do you say?
Sounds good to me. I love how spaced out everything is in this. I get that it's because otherwise everything is going to be very close to dinosaurs. They need territory.
Yeah, but I mean, we've got a pretty big map.
Pretty big.
So I can use some of the space. And my thinking was, because this is something I did when I played this this in Chaos Theory, is that along this path here, I can start placing some amenities buildings and maybe some toilets, because there will definitely be a need for this as guests come in and as guests leave, basically.
Always 101. Any park, toilet near the start.
Exactly. Wow, that was a good rhyme. Prehistory 5 says the maps in this game are amazing. They definitely are. All right, so we also need a response facility. We need a staff center. Eventually, we also need a paleo-medical facility. So I'm going to get this response facility built as well. And I think I'm going to leave this sort of corner up here as my, what am I trying to say? As my sort of operations field, operations area. So let's get this response facility in place. Of course, we need to hook it up to a path. That's very easy. And then some electricity going.
As I mentioned, my background's in art. And every time you place a building in this game, I just find the way it just automatically modularly builds so satisfying.
Oh, with the scaffolding and everything?
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's a really cool looking animation. The way everything comes up and then slowly goes down again.
Every time I watch it, it makes my art background in fear. I just admire our artists so much, but every time it also just makes the brain happy. It looks so nice.
I do agree. I do absolutely agree. Okay, so the next we need for a... So let's see here. I mean, I've been doing Jurassic Park stuff so far, but for this hatchery, I want to hear what chat has to say. If we're going to do Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, or DFW style hatchery, so we can start making some of these dinosaurs. Because first, I think we should put out some land dinosaurs so we can attract some guests to this place.
Makes sense. Got to give them something to look at more than just a toilet.
Absolutely. I still need to place down some of those toilets as well. Heather G says, they totally agree. They're a horrible builder on Planet Zoo. Very glad it does the work for me. That is one of the perks, of course. All right, so I'm seeing
Also,
Jurassic
Heather's
World.
outing that you get the easy job here when it comes to building. I'm going to keep that in mind.
It looks like we're landing on a Jurassic World hatchery. So, I've got so much space. There's so much room for activities. So it's difficult to choose. So I'm not going to do anything down here yet. I'm going to do that later at some point. I think, let's see, where's our, there There it is. I think our hatchery can go about there. Yeah, use the space for what it's worth, you know, and then we can change it later if we want to. That's the thing about these games. You can always make changes. And sandbox mode is pretty chill to build in, so, you know, there's always something you can do, something you can change, and something you can build. All right. Let us now try to see if we can get this looking nice. I hope so.
I believe in you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, let's try to continue on this nice curve I've got going here. So I've been trying to experiment more with like curved enclosure fences. I think this may be sort of okay. I mean, it's a little skewed, but
Doesn't have to be perfect.
no, nothing has to be perfect. And I, you know, if I need to, then I will expand it. All right, let's get another.
So what is it that you're placing now?
So this is a backup generator, and backup generators, of course, give me power. However, they are mainly meant to be used as backup because resupplying them will take a fair bit of money because they run on fuel. Mm-hmm. And so eventually, once I've got a decent park up and running, I want to look into exchanging them for the power stations, basically. So I think I'm going to start with a small power station at first, then eventually build my way up to a large one because large gives me more power.
Makes sense.
I know,
We
right?
have a plan.
It's weird how that makes sense. All right, next up we need I'm going to leave the paleomedical facility for now. We need a staff center so I can start hiring some scientists. Come on, there we go. Yep, that is what I need. I need a staff center.
I enjoy this little employee area.
Yeah, I like it. It came to. I've been watching a lot of. You know, player-made maps and player-made parks and screenshots of those, and they're always sort of sequestering the staff off to a little side area. And I think it generally looks pretty good.
It does. Imagine having an office that's got that incredible of a view.
I mean, if this was my work view, I would be so happy to come to work every day. I mean, not that I'm not happy to come to work now, but just generally, imagine looking out your window and this is what you're seeing. And, you know, just a few meters down, you know, oh yeah, there's like scientific marvels just walking around alive again that were dead a million years ago or millions of years ago. So let's just flatten out some of this stuff here.
I do like that they have a water feature.
Yeah, a nice little pond in case I want to.
Somewhere scenic to have lunch.
Yeah, I mean, we should. Yeah, I mean, we do have, if I'm not mistaken, we do have tables and chairs that we can just sort of put down.
Give them a lunch area.
Like a little staff lunch area.
I love it.
TSB1 Viper says, might have to go soon because phone is on low battery. I'm sorry to hear that. I love the game. Look forward to its extremely bright future. Thank you so much. Please come back if you're tuning in for another stream. We would love to have you here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Arama says, where I live, there are no mountains. I miss mountains. That was actually one of my feelings when I first moved to the UK from Norway, was that I looked around and everything seemed very flat. So
same.
So I kind of felt like Bilbo Baggins in the first Lord of the Rings movie, where he goes, I want to see mountains again, Gandalf. Mountains.
It's weird that I can really relate, but having come down from Scotland, like, here is really flat.
It can be, yeah. It's nice in a lot of other ways. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, it is. I'm enjoying that everything's warmer, even though it's only January, but I do miss the landscape.
All right, let's see what we have here in terms of scientists. So we've got, one who gives me cheaper synthesis, which can be pretty good. She's got some low training, but we can take care of that. I think I'm going to go with cheaper incubation and cheaper synthesis, just so that's a bit cheaper. And then, so now that I've got staff here, this is when my financials start ticking down. I'm going to just train them up just a little bit so I can get some dinosaurs going. And then I think I'm gonna leave it for the time being, and then we can add some more to the party afterwards.
You still got over 7 million.
I still have over 7 million. I think I may be playing a little bit conservatively, but we'll get to that. All right. So, chat, once again, I humbly ask, what dinosaur do you want to see? Because we've got all of them. So, shout them out. Okay, and while we wait...
I can see one of my faves.
Is it the Minmai?
No, it's the Brachio. I have a soft spot.
Oh, yes. I mean, the Brachio, also one of my favorites.
I have a distinct soft. Everybody in the office knows because I'm very bad with names. Dinosaur names are even worse. And I remember them via little gimmicks. And the Brachio is always the one I'm like, the neck, the trees, because they like plants.
They do like plants.
And so because it's this one to me, I have a big soft spot.
So it actually looks like Brachiosaurus is getting the most amount of votes in both chats combined. Because there's a lot of, yeah, I'm actually seeing like 4, 5, 6 votes for Brachiosaurus. So I think...
My bias has won out.
Let's go with Brachiosaurus. I may need to hire some more scientists, actually, because there's a scientist limit on this one. All right, so let's randomize... Oh, that's the wrong one. Why am I on the acro? There we go. Brachiosaurus. Gonna do some tweaks to the genome here. Gonna do some random colors, because I like that. Change
Tree friends.
Tree friends, exactly. Gotta make them less sickly, because they should. A bit more humble, a bit more social, and a bit more tolerant, because we could all use to be a bit more tolerant, I think. All right, so I'm gonna need to hire one more scientist just to make sure that we've got everything we need. And I may need to train up some of these scientists as well. Let's see here. Faster treatment, research, generalist, cheaper incubation again, which is pretty good. Motivated.
It's worth it for the tree friends.
It is absolutely worth it for the tree friends, I agree. Let's see, I think, yeah, cheaper incubation. Confirm. Gonna need a big pen for that. Yes, absolutely. We're definitely gonna need to do something about this this enclosure we've got going, because Brachiosaurus needs a lot of space.
It'll get you to start using that 7 million.
Yes, I mean, I feel like I'm using the 7 million already by giving my... But, you know, I think... keep hitting escape button when I shouldn't. I mean, we're only losing 6,000 per minute, so I think we're doing well so far, at least. Okay. How do you get the scientist pictures? Are those from the office? They're not from the office. As far as I'm aware, they are generated. And so they are not actual, they're not pictures of actual people. A little behind the scenes look there.
You're not just going to turn it on at some point and just see me and you.
No. Oh, that would be
That would be great.
That would be great, though. There may be some names that if you've tuned into some of our streams, Jurassic streams previously, there may be some names that you recognize. But other than that, it's yeah. So there's no pictures of Tim, Fran, myself, or Elle in the game. That would be great, though. If that was.
To be fair, though, I think that if we had a scientist show up and they've got my hair, they might start looking like they're an evil scientist. So.
All right. While we get this going, I think I'm just gonna get started here. Really. Remove that. And let's get a big enclosure going. Just as big as we can do it. Well, maybe not that big, but a little bit bigger than what we have right now.
All the room for the tree friends.
Yes. Just as much room as humanly possible. Oh, I think I went a bit too far there. Alright, let's just remove these. Our brachios are done synthesizing, but they still need to be incubated. So I think we're just gonna see what these eggs look like. Oh, we've got some positive social intolerant needs. That's nice. And then let's just assign our scientists, and away we go.
So, for anybody who's not done this before, do you want to explain to me the stages you go through for getting dinosaurs?
Yes, absolutely. So, first we need to, of course, select the dinosaur that we want to bioengineer. And then we can do any modification to the genome as we want to. We can make them more social. We can make them have a like better appetite, less thirsty, etc., etc. And then we are assigning scientists to synthesize them, which is sort of the first part of the science-y bits. And then once that's done, you will have a number of viable eggs that you can then choose to incubate, which will then hatch the eggs and then eventually raise them to maturity, and then you can let them go out of the hatchery. And all right, I think, yeah, we've got some decent space here. We're probably going to need to expand it again, but we shall see.
It's a good starting ground.
It's a good starting ground. I also know that brachios need a lot of forest cover.
Because they're tree friends.
Because they are tree friends, indeed. So we're going to put in some more trees. And we also
that tree brush is so satisfying.
It's so good. I just love it. It's like, and then it just comes out. And then I think we also need some, I think it's tall leaves. I think it's tall leaves.
That would make sense.
Please excuse me if I'm not remembering correctly. And like all dinosaurs, they're going to need some water or they're going to be thirsty. And I don't know about you, but if I were to be put in a cage, I do not want to be thirsty.
That's your limit.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Just James Yeat says tall nut and leaf, I believe. We'll double check that once we... So I've been speeding up time a little bit until we can get these Brachiosaurus coming in. All right. So
with the brachios, where is it? With any dinosaur, where is it that you go to check what it is exactly that they need so you can make sure you've got it right?
Well, I'm glad you asked because I just remembered that I need to put in a little something something in the enclosure. That is the ranger post.
That makes sense.
Now, the ranger post is a... that's the wrong thing. The ranger post is where I can send my rangers to check on my dinosaurs. And I basically assign a ranger team to a ranger post, and they will travel out to the ranger post. They will do a scan, and then they will check all the dinosaurs and make sure that they are doing well. And speaking of dinosaurs, yeah, so they need open space, they need water, tall nuts, and forest. This is my favorite part.
Friend time. Look at him! Look at him!
Oh, I love this. It's it's so good.
It never gets old.
It really, really doesn't. And I love the fact that there's multi-release. I love the fact that they're all just coming out at the same time. And they look absolutely amazing. They look absolutely amazing. And like...
Somehow the rain just makes the scene.
Yeah, I know, right? The rain and the moon and everything. It's just like, I could not plan this better.
We're living for the drama.
Absolutely.
Great.
And we've got Claire coming in. Hello, Claire. All right, so they're slowly forming out their territory.
John Hammond wanted a world with
They need names.
And
they do need names.
I refuse to let them just be BRC001.
I mean, that is a very, very, very good shout. They do need names.
Okay, what we have here is a Brachiosaurus.
Oh, look at
It has
him.
long limbs relative to the rest of its body. And
Look at him.
really unique
Just two
Tree
brachios chilling in a forest, 5 feet apart. Love them.
How amazing is it that in bringing these dinosaurs
Okay,
back,
so
we've also learned
they...
so much about them.
Well, we'll give them some time to form out their territory here. They still haven't seen all of the forest I've given them. They still haven't seen all of the tall nuts. So let's give them some names, shall we? Basket Snake says Jurassic Park is my favorite movie. Very, very good choice. Osric suggests Jens and Elt.
We could. We can make that a thing. Every creative zoo, any park, anything we make, we have an Eltan in it.
Oh, here's a good one from A. Spencer, Lily and Luna.
That's cute.
Yeah?
That's a different reference.
Yeah, of course. I was going to suggest Lily and Lana, but
Why Lana?
The Matrix, the Wachowskis.
Oh, I was thinking of a completely different reference.
Brachie and Sorry.
I like the idea of one of them just being called Sorry, not like SAU, just SO.
Sorry, here's Sorry the dinosaur. She's forever regretting. All right, looks like they definitely need some more food. They might need a bit more forest as well. If it was 3, Ed, and Eddie.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, I do honestly. I mean, since these were the first ones, I think Jens and Elt in.
Yeah.
Even though they're in universe, they're all female. Let's just.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit for either of us.
There we go. Lovely. Ooh, incoming transmission. Park rating, no income. We're getting there. Okay, so missing
Give us time.
forests and some tall nuts. Let's just see if we can get some of this coverage in for you.
Maybe the true friends are the brachios you made along the way.
I know, right? Could be. I think I'm actually gonna just give them a little bit more space. Okay. How do I do this properly?
So what is it that you're trying to do just now then?
So right now I'm just trying to give them a bit more of a bigger enclosure. And so I just need to basically bolt on a bit of a section of fence here. I'm trying to make it not look terrible. But I think it's looking okay right now. So yeah, once we've got this built up, just speed up time a little bit. Didn't you give them big leaves instead of tall nut? I may have given them some wrong food as well, but we're taking care of that. And then I'm gonna have to replace that gate. Just gonna remove all of this fencing. And now they should have plenty of open space. Yeah, Ranger team, you should be fine. Yeah.
So now that you've expanded it, do you want to show how it is that you check to make sure if you've got enough space now?
Yeah, so basically, let me just find one of them here. So basically, I'm going up to this cloud icon here, and that will show me where their territory is. So this big blue area here, if you're if you're new to the game, this big blue area here is basically their territory, and it tells me where I need to sort of meet their needs. But then this will also form out as they're sort of looking for what they need. So right now they're missing some tall nuts. If I place down some more tall nuts over here, they should eventually move into this area so their needs are met there. I can also just place in some more here as well because they're gonna need plenty of it. Just make sure that I don't tear down too much of their forest. They're also gonna need a bit of open space, but hopefully once they're I mean, they're doing pretty well, even though they're missing some things. But I mean, they're at 90% comfortable, so they should be fine, I think, for the time being.
They're doing pretty happy.
They seem to be doing okay. So let's just 91%, perfect, did it, boom. Okay, so we've got our two Brachiosauruses. They can. Let me check here. So their cohabitation is doing good. I think let's add some more Brachiosauruses. What do you say?
Yes. Will we get 2 more in here and get Fran and Tim in too?
Yes. That is all modifications applied. Oh, I need to make my scientists a little bit more knowledgeable. So let's just train these guys up. Boom, boom. And then I need to start thinking about amenities. Maybe I should just open my park right away. There we go. So now people should be starting to come in.
They're just going to have to deal for the first little while without a toilet.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to add in toilets later.
Yeah, they'll get there.
Prehistory 5 says, you should add more herbivores in this enclosure and make a Jurassic tour. That is a very good suggestion. But first, we're going to add some... Yeah, so we're going to do exactly that. Add in these and speed up synthesis. And while we do that, let's get a viewing gallery up and running. So people can actually see these dinosaurs and see what's happening inside the enclosure.
See the dinosaur version of our team.
I mean, yes, absolutely. I mean, who wouldn't want to see us in a zoo? Or in a dinosaur park? Make sure that I have a decent amount of coverage. I think that should be fine. I think we can also add in a viewing platform just in the middle there as well. All right, get some paths going.
Give them options.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, wherever you want to go, you can just head in that direction and you can go to the viewing platform, you can go to the viewing galleries.
Also means that no matter where they're positioned, you'll be able to see them. So you don't have the horrible thing when you go to an exhibit to try and see something and they're like on the opposite side and you cannot see them at all.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Alrighty. So we've got our synthesis done. Only one egg this time, but that's fine. Let's assign our scientists. Start our task here. Let's see how we're doing on finances. We are losing $40,000 a minute. We have to do something about that.
That would be a good idea, yes.
That would absolutely be a good idea. So let's check our management view. People need toilets, and people need food, drink, and the ability to shop. So, oh, look, we've got guests. Hey,
yes.
Look at them. We've got scientists, we've got regular people, we've got construction people. Well, not construction people, they're, workers, but all kinds of people flowing into the park. So,
now let's give them some capitalism.
And let's give them a place to go to the bathroom. Because that is very important. All right, get another backup generator going. Right about here. People, turlets, hooray! Basket Snake says that I'm going to make a fortune with this place. I hope so. And let's get some... I mean, we don't have a large amount of people in here right now, so I think we're just going to go with some small amenities first. So, the amenities is basically our shops and restaurants.
Yes.
So right now, I'm making any sort of...
There's a steak shop.
There is a steak shop. I'm making any sort of changes that will...
There's a claw machine.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
there's a couple of these I've never noticed before, and I'm getting really... I'm like, make my ideal place. Just steak and claw machine.
So right now, we're just waiting for this to basically populate with a bit more guests, but let's see, is there anything I can do here? So usually what I do is whenever I see something that's blue, which means profit or slightly better earning, that's what I choose. But I think right now there's not a lot of people coming in here, so maybe I'll need to tear this place down eventually. But I think we can also place down. So there's a need for food right about here. Now, if you can, luckily I'm not covering it. I'm pointing now, but of course you're not going to be able to see it. In the lower left corner, it says projected guests, which basically means what it means. So if I place a restaurant here, it is projected that I will have a guest count of around 127, which is pretty decent in order to turn a profit. So I'm going to place my restaurant here. And I'm going to try, it's not going to be sushi. It's going to be probably, let's try donuts. Yeah, already making a profit, about $1,000. And then once I go in and I change the interior modules, you'll see the running costs will go up, but my income will also go up. So anything that's blue is what I want. Anything that's higher than the current number I have, 1, 2, 30. So, for example, a fountain will get me a bit more money. A fossil display will earn me a lot more money because that attracts nature guests. And so what I'm basically doing whenever I build amenities is that I look at all these different internal modules and pick the one that will help me earn the most cash. Which
Going at it with strategy.
Yeah, that's how capitalism works in this world, I assume.
I enjoy that this park is just brachios and donuts.
So far, there's going to be more.
For now, though, that's not a bad launching shtick.
No,
that sounds like a
absolutely
good
not.
day out.
Yeah, I mean, buy some donuts, you get some Brachiosauruses, get to see some Brachiosauruses, and then you can buy some bubble tea, maybe.
Ooh, yeah,
How
this is a
about that?
great day.
Yeah,
I'd love that day.
yeah, bubble tea, donuts, Brachiosauruses. Heather G says donuts yummy. Basket Snake says, I really hope that claw machine has raptor claws. Wouldn't that be good, though? All right, let's get an
That would be
aquarium
great.
in here. Some charity boxes. Fossil display, and we're earning about $9,000. Let's check our profit. So, boom, running a profit, $63,000 per minute.
Hey, we turned it around.
We did it. We're actually earning about twice as much as we're spending on upkeep. So I think let's release this third Brachiosaurus.
We're getting it at daytime this time.
Oh yeah.
That was very ASMR of you.
What do you mean?
Just the way you said that.
Oh, yes. Look at it. And yeah, guests, we'll give you toilets and everything else.
But this is what we're here for.
Hell yeah.
Look at him go.
Look at her go. Well, this one needs a name, of course. So is this Fran?
This is Fran.
This is Fran from the community team. Boom. And Fran, missing some forest. No, feeling pretty good. Content. Let's see if I can see. Yeah, there's the entire. I could potentially. Oh, 99%. We're so close. We're so close. All right. Mrs. Stompy.
Mrs. Stumpy.
No,
I really want Fran to change her tagline in Teams to that now.
To Mrs. Stompy?
Mrs.
That'd be
Stompy.
very good. That would be extremely good. All right, let's get a shopping shop? A shop. That's what
A shopping shop as opposed to a non-shopping shop.
Exactly, yeah. Let's get that up and running. And this place will sell t-shirts. Because right now we have a large amount of nature guests in this general area because we have the Brachiosauruses, because we have herbivores walking around. But as we start to add in tours, as we start to add in, for example, carnivores, we'll most likely get to see a different manner of guests come in. So let's see, aquarium, that's about 8,000.
T-shirts are always good merch though.
Absolutely. Ooh, skeleton display, that gives us a lot of money.
I've never complained about getting a cool T-shirt.
No, me neither. And like even if you don't wear it regularly.
Considering you were telling me how big your T-shirt collection used to be the other day,
It doesn't surprise you.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not
Used to be
surprised that
pretty big.
I used to be able to wear a different T-shirt every day, and it would last for 2 months before I had to wear the same one twice.
Yep.
Not surprised you like a good T-shirt.
I do like a good T-shirt. How's this Musaka place is going not well. Let's
Oh, no.
see. Is there anything I can do to improve its profits? Maybe. I mean, we can switch to falafel wraps. That makes it lose a little less money. But I think this needs to go away, unfortunately.
Is there a reason for why they don't like it?
It could be because this is just a sort of thoroughfare area. So right now it's just a place where people pass through rather than a place where they actually want to spend a lot of time. So like when I'm looking at projected guests in this area, it says like 13 guests is projected as for what I have. So like it's a place where there is a need for this, but it's not necessarily a place where guests will sort of guests will congest, I guess is the phrase.
They're busy being excited for the Brachios. They want to get down further into the park.
Yes, exactly. Oh, here's a good question. When it comes to shops, is there a method to setting the price of items? Like, is it best to start with the cheapest item, then increase it as your park gets more popular? Should you have a variety of shops, some cheaper, some expensive?
That is a really good question.
That is a very good question. It depends a little bit. I've started out with small amenities right here. So these are the small amenities buildings. And we can customize them a little bit if we want to later on. These are the small ones because right now the park isn't that big. And so a larger amenities building will obviously be able to handle more guests, but it will also cost more to keep running. So let's see if I can see here. Yeah, so I have a potential for 652 guests, which is a decent amount of guests. Yeah, potential for 600, but I only have around 200 guests in my park right now. So if I were to build a very big amenities building, it won't necessarily attract a lot of guests, and it will then start to drain money more than it will earn money. And so what I usually do is I will start off just configuring the product based on the configuration of guests. Mm-hmm. So in this case, I have a lot of nature guests and I have a lot of general guests. So I picked something that appealed to both of those demographics. And then once I see that the shop has started earning a bit of money, that's when I start changing up some of the interior modules, which will then help me earn an even bigger profit. So for example, my income for the shop right now is around $30,000. However, the running cost is like $12,500. And that's because of the interior modules, because interior modules cost money to upkeep. And so that's why in a lot of, I see this sometimes that, people will just immediately build a shop and just fill it with interior modules like immediately. And then they'll ask, oh, why is my shop losing money? Well, it's probably because you built a lot of interior modules immediately and there's not a lot of guests coming in. Right now I have 172 guests in this bubble tea shop, which is pretty good, I'd say.
You're going at it with strategy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to do.
And it's working in your favor.
Yeah. So that is that is sort of my strategy when it comes to the shops, at least. And like pricing and stuff, like I can't really set that. That was a thing in the previous game. But yeah, prices and income and stuff will adjust itself. And of course, once I start expanding the park and doing more things, there might be more guests attracted to a different area, which may mean that I need to go back and sort of change up the modules of these shops if I want to.
Yes. I'm also going to make a quick note that if you're hearing any unintentional additional background yelling, it's not our guests. I don't know if you can hear it on your end, but my cat has started screaming.
No.
So, just a note, we promise it's not the park guests. It is just my cat wanting cuddles.
Oh, poor cats.
You'll get them soon, it's fine.
Heather G says, I don't hear anything, so...
Good, that's fine. I just can't tell on my end. And it's very loud.
So, I think... I think I'm going to move this backup generator so it will cover more of my park there. And now there's going to be some complaints because while it moves, there we go. All right, so there was another suggestion here. Please put in a Tylosaurus. I like that idea. I think we have a few minutes left of the stream. So
it means I get to see another dinosaur.
It does
one
mean
whose name I don't know immediately. I might recognize it by seeing it.
It means you get to see a marine reptile.
Ooh.
Because if you because they're technically not dinosaurs. They're marine reptiles. But yeah.
This I do know, but I do only have the name of one of them memorized because of the aforementioned being bad with names.
So let's. So if I'm not mistaken, this should. Yep. Let's get this lagoon built.
Ooh, I like the triangle.
Oh.
Satisfying.
There we go. Now let's see here. So right now I'm using I'm using the Jurassic Park style buildings. That's the lagoon viewing stand. Oh no, I need to go to enclosures. Of course I do. So let's put in a lagoon hatchery. That's the water thing. Yeah, we're going to put it around here.
Tucked in the corner.
Tucked in the corner. And then let's get a... I'm actually going to use... So we have a facility path, which is from the... which comes with the... since we're playing in all eras, we have access to some of the DFW stuff from the campaign. And one of those things is the facility path, which is a sort of gravelly, not dirt road exactly, but more, yeah, less fancy path than the regular guest path. So I think I'm going to use this as sort of a staff path, basically. Now, I'm not going to be able to... I don't want to remove this water, so I'm just going to pull this over here, up there, along the water, here.
Lovely scenic drive for somebody that's going down.
There. Whoops! Power went out. Let's resupply.
Oh no!
We're fine. We're fine. So this is why eventually you want to switch out the backup generators for power stations.
Yes, this is a good example of what you meant by you have to refuel them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, so let me just check on my management view real quick. So we go one there, one there, one there. I think for now I'm just going to place down a backup generator. But when we come back...
Next time. It's going to be all about advancing the power. We're
going to be fixing up the power situation. All right. And eventually I'm going to have to assign a ranger team to this as well. Let's just click R. Ranger team 2. You are hereby assigned. And let us synthesize. So, Tylosaurus, I believe, what was the request?
Ooh.
So if I'm not mistaken, they're not too happy being with others. So I should probably just do some changes here and there, like that. So let me just look at their information. They
have a very interesting face.
They absolutely do, yeah. Very crocodilian. So minimum population 1. And needs fish, of course. Needs open space, yep. They do like small marine animal reptiles, which is... they do like to eat them. So I'm going to try to... oh yeah, and I've also got scientist unrest turned on. So eventually I'm going to need to give these scientists a proper rest. How am I doing on profits? I'm still doing okay. I'm just spending money is what I'm doing.
Yeah, still got a good amount though.
I'm doing pretty good. So let's go to our attractions and add in some lagoon viewing stands. So still trying to find, so that's a good angle. And there's a good angle.
That's a really good angle. That's almost the entire lagoon.
Yeah, I know. Ooh, can I? No. See, now we're getting into the area where backup generators are just not quite doing the thing.
Just got a little bit of frustration.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. So standard path.
It's just a reason for people to come back next time.
Exactly.
See step 2.
See how the park evolves, and see how my park building skills evolve as well. All right, so we've got our viewing stands. I'm going to speed up time here. All right. Let's just while we wait for this Tylosaur, I'm going to see what's going on in chat.
Hi, chat.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, we're actually at the end of our hour, so we're going to be closing up shop pretty soon. But first, we're going to be releasing this Tylosaurus. What is the most knowledgeable dinosaur? I feel like that's a riddle or a pun or something, like Noasaurus or something. K-N-O-W. So if there's, I mean, the most knowledgeable. I mean, if you go by popular belief, the raptors were very, very clever. But does that translate to knowledgeable?
Depends on what they're like. knowledgeable is an odd term because that implies they research. Like,
Exactly,
knowledgeable
yeah.
about what?
Yeah, and I can't imagine a raptor sort of leafing through a book, you know?
I mean, it would be quite the sight to see.
They absolutely would. Oh, we've got 3 Tylosauruses. So, this one's aggressive, so I'm not going to choose that one. But I'm going to go with these 2. So these scientists are just on the verge of unrest. So I'm just going to have them do this and then send them off to get some rest.
So they can have some lunch at the little lake.
Yes. Oh, I forgot. We need to... Let's see. All right, so this is the start of the lunch area, the scientist lunch area. There we go.
It's
Boom.
my favorite part of the park.
Yeah. Oh, looks like we got some need for fuel here. Fill that up. And now it's Ed and Ed. Yes. Monk's Trap. If dinosaurs were that clever, they would have built a meteorite-proof bunker. That's a very deep cut.
Oh no, the poor dinosaur.
The poor dinosaurs.
It's hard
They
for them
got
to
wrecked.
use tools.
I mean, there's a very funny book called T-Rex Trying, where a T-Rex is trying to do a lot of things, but because it has very short arms, it's not able to do any of it.
As someone that owns a T-Rex costume, I can relate. It's very hard to do anything with those arms.
Okay. Ooh, we're very, very close. Just need to get this Tylosaurus going. We're just earning a bit of money while we wait for the Tylosaurus to...
That's not bad. It'll help you with your profits
done.
for kickstarting your projects next time.
Exactly. That's what we need. That is, we always need money to expand our park and make it bigger, make it better. Oh, also, I forgot, but I need to put this in. We need a fish feeder.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good shout.
So, yeah, now they have food. And yeah, we are, as Osric has pointed out in chat, we are coming up to the end of the stream. So we won't be adding any more dinosaurs to this park for this particular stream. But of course, we will be doing more community park streams down the line. And you can help influence the rest of this lovely park, because we've got a lot of space here. And I think maybe we can have some extra herbivores inside this area here too. What do you think? What do you think? I think so.
I think so. We can have some friends. Add some more into us.
Ooh, very soon. We've got about a minute left. James Yito says, this is a genuine question that's probably been asked. What's your favorite land, flying, and marine dinosaur? I know marines aren't really dinosaurs, you know what I mean. So for me, favorite land dinosaur usually goes to Brachiosaurus or the Triceratops, because I think they are just really, really cool animals. Really, really cool dinosaurs. There's something about like big armored herbivores that I think is really, really cool.
It's very fair.
As for the flyers, I think the Pteranodon is a really, really cool looking flyer. I also think the Justin Bergia is really cool looking. As for marine reptiles, I mean, if we're talking in the games, Mosasaurus looks really cool. Chronosaurus as well, because like it has a really, really strong, nice name, and I really like the design of it. And of course, Ichthyosaurus, which looks like a fish, but is actually a reptile, which is
It does
pretty
look like a
amazing.
swordfish.
It does, but like it means there's a term for this, and I don't know what it is, but it's like it's evolved to fit its environment, and because it was in the water, it's sort of natural that it evolved to look like what we now think of as a fish.
Ooh, look at that release.
And the music is very dramatic, and I like it. I like it so much.
My favourite land is obviously the same as yours, since we put Brachios in because they're my favourite. I do have a soft spot for them. My favourite flying is actually similar, because I like pterodactyls, because it was the first one I learned the name of ever as a kid.
Ah, cool.
So it's retained a soft spot for me. But for marine reptiles, I really like, I think its name's the Plesiosaurus.
Plesiosaurus, yep.
Trying to show off my dinosaur, the few I know here.
Yeah.
But that's because I like the long necks on them. You'll notice a consistent pattern here. I think it's cute.
Yes, they are comfortable. They actually need a bit more space, but they're doing okay. So I'm gonna maybe try to expand some of this for later. But for
Gives
now,
you some plans for next time. You've got power to do next time, and you've got expand this to do.
I'm going to write this down. Add
Take notes.
power, expand Tylo, add Carcharodontosaurus.
Perfect.
Because I saw
Plans,
people.
they're set. They're on paper.
I saw
That means can't go back on it.
I saw people mentioning it in chat. So let's do this. So
Definitely save.
we are of course calling it Community Park, and that's the save. And that brings us to the end of our stream. So I'm sorry if there were questions you asked in chat that I weren't able to answer on the fly, because, you know, focus a bit on building as well, but for next time I'm going to try to have a better eye on things over there. But hopefully some of the mods and some of the other viewers were able to answer any questions that you may have had. Yeah, that brings us to the end of our stream. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to Eltanen for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It was lovely to be here.
It's been great to have you, and I would love to have you back someday.
Of course. Come back, do some more dinosaur things.
Yes.
Check in on how Brachiosaurus me is doing.
Yes, I mean, they seem to be doing fine once we when we ended this, but yes, we should absolutely check that. Thank you to Osric and Heather G for moderating chat. Shout out to all the amazing community mods that we have. And of course, again, thank you to you for watching, whether you are on Steam, on Twitch, or on YouTube. And yeah, that brings us to the end of the stream. Please follow all our social channels. There is still time to join the Ranger Danger competition if you want to. You can find information about that on our forums. And that's it. So from myself and from Eltanen, we will see you next week with another Jurassic World Evolution 2 live stream. Bye-bye.
Bye.